Secondly, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Michael.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Eric's fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Hold on. Let me get this camera together. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hold on. And I'm still missing something. Hold on one more time. I forgot to add my software to it. Hold on just a second. All right, almost done. All right. Okay, so let's get those likes up. Thank you for tuning in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, it's a stage enough. Don't come in my chat talking crazy, trying to be disruptive. You will get called out and you'll be blocked. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Let's see who is in here. All right, True Snow TV, Sandra, G from the Land, Ocean Soul, Nessie X, Eileen, Mr. Hotel, Silent D, Claudette, RG Titan, Nessie X, Danielle says, oh, salaikum salam to you, beloved. That Crazy Beach Areas, Aeon is up in here. All right. We block over here because we stand on business. Tia, Samantha Ford, Laverne, Vince I am from the UK, Chosen One, Chris B. All right. Nubia Cutie is in the house. Miss Evie. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, King Tutoring. Re-educated soul. Miss Evie is here. Okay. Shalvit is in the house. Khalid Harleem is here. So let's get into it. All right. Judean Roots, Nova Scotia. All right. I love it. So let's get into it. Everyone, please get the likes out. Get the likes up. Okay, so let me show you all something. Before I get started, let me just put this up on the screen, honey, because let me tell you all something. One thing about me is I always, and I want you all to pay attention, I have some haters, and that's okay. Everybody does. And quite frankly, hey, King Avery, Black Power, if you don't have, Juju said the Queen is queening. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. You should always have haters, you see. All right? The haters are usually your biggest fans. They just admire you from afar, from the bushes. Pay attention. Now, this is what somebody put on my comment section yesterday. Let me read it to you. Tata73 Iffy says, you took Tisa Tell's content and removed her watermark. Not cool. At least mention where you got the video from. All right, Tata. Let me just mention it again, because I did mention it yesterday. And said that I should at least mention where I got the video from. Here's the thing. Yesterday, when I did the video, or I showed you all the video about Jonathan Audie, didn't I say that I first saw Tisha Tell's posted and then I went and dug it up? I'm sorry, but I think that's what I said. And here's the thing. I absolutely did not take her content because that's not her content. Okay, let's get that straight. Some of her people are trolls and they go to other people's platforms trying to accuse them of taking her content when she's talking about the same things that the rest of us are talking about in some cases. And they accuse Murad Morelli of the same thing. That's why he had to give a whole speech about how he didn't take her content. When something is public, if it's a receipt that's public, not exclusive to you, that someone didn't send it to you specifically, like with Tough News TV, he gets exclusive information that is not public, but it comes only to him and through him. And so therefore, when I use it, I shout him out because that's his personal information, right? His personal receipts. But when there are receipts that are all over the internet, that's not Tisa's. Okay, that's not her intellectual property. It's there for anyone who chooses to use it, and that's just what I did. Okay, now here's the thing also, let me say this. I am the queen of receipts for a reason, because I drop real receipts. Okay, at the end of the day, I don't have to copy anyone. Now, right, I'm often imitated myself. But let me continue to say more. First of all, the notion, the audacity to accuse me of removing her watermark. So here's the thing. Do they not know research. Okay, I'm privy to sites that you're not privy to unless you're a college professor or you work for the government or you may be a college student and you may be able to get for a quarter or a semester, you may be able to gain access to some of these sites. Okay, I'm sorry, say what? Because I'm a whole college professor and that's why I can get on different sites like EBSCOhost, LexisNexis. Okay, I'm sorry, please make it all make sense. Academic Search Complete and many others. Now, the video wasn't hard to find. And I did shout her out as being one of the people diligently exposing Diddy. Did I not? I believe I called her name. Because one thing that the queen does is give people credit where it's due. Because I'm not a hater like some. Also, I got the video. Evan says, oh, this interview was on a deep dive for anybody on the internet. Thank you, beloved Ed. The video's been on YouTube for 3 years. How's that her content? Why do I need to remove watermarks? Let's just look it up right now. Okay? Don't play with me. It was on Real Police World. All right? Doesn't take a rocket scientist to find it. It was one of the easiest things I could ever find. Now, I've had to do some real deep diving research when I had to really dig deep and go down rabbit holes to find certain things, but this wasn't one of them. Okay? That wasn't one of them. Hold on. I'll show you just how easy it was. Because what we're not going to do is sit here and act like I need to copy anything from anybody or use anybody's receipts, and especially and specifically. Here it is. Here it is right here. Let me share my screen so you all can see this. I know they did not. Scoop said you did mention it. Exactly. Thank you. And I didn't even have to mention it because I didn't get the receipt from her. I just got the idea to use the video from her because I saw her talking about it. I said, oh, yeah, let me go get that audio video. First of all, like I said, it's been on YouTube for 3 years. So miss me with it. Do y'all see that? You see the title? It's on Real World Police. It was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. All right. So how is that hers again? Make it all make sense. This was posted after he was arrested. Real World Police. That's who posted it first. So how is it her content? And why do I need to remove watermarks? Where they do that at? How many times have you all said, here's the thing. I actually did use one of her receipts last week, I think, or earlier this week. The video of Diddy and his mother kissing on the mouth. I used that from her, but she used it from somebody else. So did they complain about that? And I did shout her out when I used it. And her watermark was on there and I didn't remove it. So how would I remove it off of something else? And plenty of times I show receipts with people's watermarks on it, like when I used stuff from The Neighborhood, The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked with Jason Lee. So have several receipts, honey. Don't come for the queen, honey, because you got the right one. Because I will roast you for filth. Now, with that all being said, if Tata wants to get in my chat and have me drop the link so she can get on here, it's she or he, Tata, I would think it's a she, but you never know these days. So at the end of the day, if you got something to say to the queen, I can kind of drop you the link and you can just roll up on here on the screen and say it to the queen's face, okay? Because the last thing I need to do is copy because I have real receipts. Please sit down somewhere. Please sit down somewhere. Like they tried, her same people, some of them went over there and tried to accuse Murad Morelli of taking her Ronald Burkle receipts. Yeah, her Ronald Burkle receipts. Now, which I got the information for Ronald Burkle or from Murad Morelli. Okay? Now, did Murad complain? No, he didn't. But they were complaining because they're a bunch of haters. Okay? And here's the thing. This channel is not about celebrity gossip. Okay, I'm not your competition. I talk about real black people issues on here most of the time. I'm going in on Diddy because I think that he is a real black people issue. All right, so let's get into it. I think I've made my points. Okay, King Tutoring is messy, talking about please say yes and drop the link. They don't want this link dropped. I guarantee you, baby. I guarantee you. Okay, Lulu says, Queen, we riding with you. Don't worry about haters. Haters are going to hate. You already know. Okay. Well, you already know. See, one thing about it is I love when they do stuff like that because it gives me a reason to come in here and go in on them. Then I like to go in on people every now and then. That's all I'm saying. Miss Hotel says, sit down, peasant. Sandra said, Queen, that's going to be a big boob woman named Tata. That's got to be a big boob woman named Tata. Okay. Yes, that Crazy Beach area said, haterade tastes good to haters. You already know. Now, let's get into these receipts. First things first. Like I said, we're going to review some of the receipts that have already been dropped. And then we're going to talk about some of these men out here wearing these dresses and skirts. Remember, I was going to talk to you all about that the other day, but I was running out of time because I had a myriad of things to do. So where do I want to start? Now, here's what I will say. Now, Marab Morales said something about Diddy having a sex tape. There's something that came up about him having a sex tape. Well, I'm not surprised, but I'm going to let you all hear that, because at the end of the day, I've heard several things in the past about Diddy and sex tapes, which I'll get into momentarily. But let me put Diddy up on the screen, and I'm going to play Murad's audio. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. And let me say this too. A lot of people want to get on YouTube and throw subliminals when they're talking about somebody. Honey, I'm not no coward. If I want to say something about somebody, I will absolutely call your name, because what you going to do about it? Okay? You're not going to do nothing. That's what nobody's going to do. All you're going to do is get mad, and that's all you can do. Okay? That's all you can do. But if I want to call names, I will absolutely call names. Nobody going to do nothing about it. Please miss me with it. All right? I don't care whether you're a male or a female. Okay, here we go. Now, Murad dropped this yesterday.
Tape, SEX tape that has been floating around for a very long time with some interesting male rappers involved. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, please, and send us super thanks if you guys wish to. Let's get into this very quickly. Now, this video is floating around on YouTube, and it has been on YouTube. Guys, this video was uploaded 12 years ago. A celebrity bodyguard reveals on the June 13th, 2011, the existence of a sex tape that features Stephen Hill, T.I., Divine Stevens, P. Diddy, and wait for it, Nas. Nas, sorry, I don't know my accent.
And T.I. is in it. You got, what's the name, Harrell. You got, what's the guy named Divine Stevens. And so when you get that, if you show that before the BET Awards, they done. He's done. Some people scared. Some people get scared to do stuff. Me and her was talking about it, and she just said, be very careful with it, because she said that it's going to expose some stuff that's going to cause a lot of problems.
But that to me is very interesting. This was uploaded by somebody called Hollywood Street King. I believe somebody goes by the name of Jackie Jasper, who was a blogger, writer, and, you know, has a lot of content, conversations in regards to P. Diddy. Way back in the day, 2015, 2014, there's a lot of information that he has gotten, which I think is very interesting that people perhaps might not know. Now, it's very interesting. I'm going to play some of it, and the bodyguard is claiming that they were all together, you know, right before a particular award show, doing stuff, and that he's seen it. The video has not come to light. Now, all of the comments, most of them are denying it, because this came out in 2011, so nobody really believed that this tape really existed. But with these lawsuits, with Cassie's, especially, and with the freak-offs, and with the tapes and etc. being filmed, and, you know, showing it to Cassie and etc., all of that now gives credence to this particular video that claimed that there is a tape between all of these guys. Now, for the fact that this particular individual called Jackie, I wouldn't say disappeared, but has stopped editing this site 1 year after this, obviously goes to show you that perhaps he was in kind of danger.
A lot of people got to come out and have some explaining to them. You know what's funny? You can, when you put this out, this part of it out, they have to come out and say something else. They have to.
The podcast you love on YouTube, now on the YouTube Music app.
Fabulous.
Perhaps he was threatened, intimidated, and perhaps, you know, this information was shut down. The security guard who's claiming that he has this information, perhaps he was paid, because I believe that he has disappeared. I'm not really sure where he is in any capacity. But these conversations of tapes have been around for a very long time. But all of those old conversations now add huge validity and credence to all of the lawsuits that are happening now. And this is the interesting part. There's a lot of information that people can dig up and research on when it comes to Diddy and the people above him and etc. All of that is public for people to look at and see, all on Google and etc. But all of that now adds significant credence to what we're seeing now in the past month. I don't think we realize how significant the past month has been with these lawsuits coming out, with Cassie's lawsuit coming out. We're all shocked at the lawsuits and what's happening. But if you look into old videos that are now resurfacing, this was uploaded, guys, 12 years ago, citing that, you know, he had seen a tape and there were many people there and they had did things and etc.
Miss Deborah Lee for BET. Miss Deborah Lee, she can't even imagine what it's gonna do when you show this memory card. Well, I mean, this is special because you know what we need to do? They got the awards coming up on the 26th. We need to drop it almost the same time.
Granted, the issue for me isn't what people are doing, what men or women are doing, as long as it's consensual, they can do whatever they wish to or please. But it also gives credence to these accusations and allegations that are coming out now, and especially the fact that we've seen Diddy with Usher, with Frosted Flakes, when Usher was a minor, when Bieber was a minor. That is the issue of harm, abuse, and grooming of minors and grooming of young boys and girls, whether they're minors or just over the age of 18. These are the issues here. And this particular tape that allegedly exists gives credence to all of these allegations and harm that these people have obviously gone through. It's an absolute shame. It's disgusting. It's absolutely vile. So these rappers allegedly are all involved in some kind of capacity in this video. The fact that this was uploaded 12 years ago is insane. People don't lie about this stuff. What does this celebrity bodyguard have to gain by lying? Number one. Number two, we also know Jane Deal, who was a bodyguard of PDD, has been screaming about stuff for a very long time, and nobody was really listening to him, or perhaps they did, and they never just caught a wave because Diddy never really faced any lawsuits or any significant crazy behavior. But information is going to be brought fresh out in the open. And Diddy has been active and around since the 90s for a very long time. And I believe his behavior only got worse because his correlation of power increased. So this particular video, I want to link it in the bio below so you guys can check it.
All right. So you all heard that. Clearly nefarious. Clearly nefarious. Hold on just a second. Let me take this off. So anyway, you all heard that. This is all bad. This is all bad, beloveds. Okay, Vince I Am said, ooh, Queen, you warned us about the incoming floodgates. Yes, did I not? I sure did. Okay. So with that all being said, let me continue. Okay, hold on for just a second, beloveds. Okay, so let me put a picture of Divine Stevens up for those of you who don't know who Divine Stevens is. That's Divine Stevens, one of the people that was mentioned in the alleged tape. Look at him and Diddy. All right. But anyway, I digress. Now, let's talk about Jaguar Wright, what she said about Diddy and Christopher Williams. Y'all know I reported on this about 3 years ago. Following shocking allegations that rapper and actor Common attempted to R-word her back in the day. Did y'all remember that? The Jaguar said that about Common? And her most recent claims that Mary J. Blige is an undercover lesbian, now singer Jaguar Wright is running her mouth again with yet another scandalous set of allegations. I want you all to pay attention to how they try to paint it as if she's lying. Okay, in her fresh new rant, the singer took aim at mogul Sean Diddy Combs and his alleged shady business practices and made some strong claims regarding him and singer Christopher Williams. Jaguar revealed that the two had a intimate relationship after being caught in the act at Bad Boy Records office by an entertainment attorney who allegedly walked in on the two and was ultimately fired by Diddy and run out of New York. See how that sounds like something he would do? In my opinion, the alleged woman went on to work for Jag and gave her more alleged tea. So you all remember that? You all remember that when Jag told that story of Christopher getting down on his knees to get a record deal from Diddy? And you know why that all sounds plausible to me? Let me see if I can find that with Diddy saying something himself. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Thank you in advance. Okay, I'm not going to be able to find that right now. I'll have to find it later. But allegedly, Diddy said out of his own mouth that the best way to if you can get another man to do something like that to you, the same thing that Jaguar alleged that Christopher Williams did, well, you can have power and control over them. So that was about power and control, allegedly. Okay? Power and control and humiliation. And humiliation, as far as I'm concerned. Now, here's something else I thought was interesting. So you all remember Kim Porter died in November of 2018. But the funny thing is, before she passed away in May of 2018, this woman came out. It was May the 28th. I think it was around May some part of the end of May, when this woman came out supposedly and said all these crazy things about Diddy. Now, if you ask me, looking back on it, now that story seems like a plant. You all do know that they plant stories sometimes, right? You all do know that they plant stories sometimes, right? That they plant stories to paint certain narratives. So there was a story that came out some years ago, basically about this woman accusing Diddy of some ridiculous things about him having something to do with the World Trade Towers and all that. Hold on just a second. I'm going to pull that up. Now, I'm going to tell you why this story seems like it was put out there all by design. Seems like it was put out there all by design, like I said, to paint a narrative. Because some people were accusing Diddy or suspected Diddy to have had something to do with Kim Porter's passing. Okay? And I think this story was put out there because it's so far-fetched and so ridiculous that when people started implying anything pertaining to Kim's passing and thinking that Diddy had something to do with it, well, it would just sound crazy as well. See, this is what they do. You have to be paying attention to notice these things. Okay, exclusive documents. Woman blames P. Diddy for World Trade Center collapse and demands $100 billion for loss of income. This came out May the 28th of 2018. Hip-hop mogul Diddy has been blamed for many crazy things over the years, but a new court filing takes it to a whole new level. In a filing obtained exclusively by RadarOnline.com, Valerie Joyce Wilson Turks is seeking a restraining order against the star, whose real name is Sean Combs, accusing him of a whole plethora of wrongdoings. Now, in those exclusive documents, according to the documents, Turks, the 41-year-old, along with his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter and the LAPD, they say that he is responsible for the collapse of the World Trade Center, amongst other outrageous alleged atrocities. Now, why did they put Kim Porter's name in this? I just want you to pay attention, okay? Because clearly Kim wasn't saying this foolishness. Now, they say in the disturbing court documents, Turks claim that she dated Diddy and that the two have a son together named Cornelius Wilson, who's 23 years old. She alleges that she has been subjected to abuse since 2001 to 2010, and that Diddy went through Kim Porter and Rodney King and knocked down the World Trade Towers, the World Trade Center, and then they all came and knocked my children down, she says. They set me up to be on disability and disabled my baby. He put my baby in a wheelchair. Valerie then goes on to say in her statement that is riddled with spelling and punctuation errors. She said he R-worded me 24 years ago and knocked me down, and Kim Porter and Wallace Wright, then Sean Combs and Kim and Wallace Wright came back 18 years later and R-worded and abused my children and knocked my children down and crushed me and my children daily. This all sounds so ridiculous. Okay, now this is what she said. She says, plus I won a lot of money at the casino in Mississippi, and Sean P. Diddy Combs has my chip to that money. I heard he gave it to Gwen Allen to hold, but she cannot cash it in. I want my chip. Please help me. It's well worth over 100 zillions of dollars, and my hospital keys too. They put me and my baby in the hospital and broke my baby's 2 legs, and SA'd my children and crushed us. She's requesting $900 billion in child support and $100 billion for loss of income. Now, GL said, what mental facility is she housed at? So here's the thing. This was likely not even a real person. This was likely a story that was planted, like I told you. Because remember, the former stylist of Kim came out and said that Diddy ordered, and this is all alleged that Diddy ordered that 24 karat gold coffin for Kim a month prior to her demise. Now, why would someone order that coffin a month prior if it's true? Did they know something was going to happen? Well, like I said, this story sounds like a plant. Like it was put out there as a smoke screener, basically so that it sounds crazy. And so then when other stuff is said about him, people will just dismiss and say, you know, that all sounds crazy. They've been saying crazy stuff about him for years. You remember what that lady said back in May? Okay, I'm just saying. Lana said, Queen, I think he purposely targeted sick individuals so their story wasn't believable, like the guy you reported on yesterday. Yeah, perhaps so. But that guy that I reported on yesterday wasn't crazy at first. You see, something happened to make him start acting that way. That's what I want y'all to pay attention to. Okay? That's what I want you all to pay attention to. All right, so welfare office said, I like to interview Sway from MTV, stupid people in the public. Yeah, so I think that's what that was all about. Because I think that was put out there just to make it look like, oh, he didn't have anything to do with Kim, and anyone said something about that. It's just crazy. That makes no sense. But also, let's talk about Cassie. When Cassie and Diddy broke up, now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to scroll down to a part that I thought was interesting. And this is an old article that I went and dug up. This talks about the fight between them that led to police intervention, which I told you all about that last week, I believe it was. How Diddy accused Cassie of cheating. Tried to say that she was messing around with that trainer. People tried to say she was messing around with the trainer that she's now married to, Alex Fine, while she was with Diddy. Of course, she denied it. But hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please get those likes up. Please like and share. Hold on, it's taking me a minute to get to the part that I'm looking for. It was about Cassie trying to fight her demons. Let me make sure I'm not overlooking it. I think this is it right here. Let me see. Hold on, beloveds. Just give me a second. I know it's taking a while. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Cassie opened up about her post-breakup journey. So in October of 2019, the singer took to Instagram to share a snapshot of herself looking out a window. And the picture was from May of 2017. And it had a lengthy caption. And this is what it said. Do you ever come across old pictures of yourself and get blown away by how much you've evolved? Cassie asked her followers this before reflecting. She says, I feel sad for the girl in the picture because I know the personal demons that she was battling, but I'm so excited for her growth to come. It's bittersweet looking at this photo. This is a shout out to everyone on their journey. I'm still on mine, and I hope that me sharing can help others know that there is so much joy in recognizing your growth every step of the way. Now, that was the first time that Cassie even publicly hinted on her previous relationship with Diddy. And so it was a surprising yet comforting look at the singer's ability to move on and share her headspace with fans. Well, I'm going to tell you what I got from that. When she says, when you look back and reflect on yourself and you realize how you've grown, and she talked about, she knew, I feel sad for the girl in the picture, because I know the personal demons that she was battling. I want you all to pay attention to that. Because when people say that Cassie just simply did all of this for a bag, all you have to do is go back and read that post. She was self-reflecting when she posted that. She was self-reflecting. Vince I Am said spiritual gems, pay attention. Exactly. King Lejeune said a dog whistle. Exactly. Airing out. Right. She was self-reflecting. She saw herself evolving into, a more of a woman. She was a young girl when she met Diddy. And she let him do certain things, and she was probably afraid. Even like, when people say, well, why didn't she just leave? Do you all remember what Wendy Williams said? When I played the audio from Wendy Williams' show the other day, when she talked about Cassie and Diddy, when she broke up with Diddy, and then Wendy said they'll be back together, she said, listen, when you're dating a billionaire, how do you get away from them? Even though Cassie was over in Africa, she said he can get on a private jet and swoop down and land right in Africa, right wherever she is. Didn't Cassie, in fact, say in the paperwork filings that his people would come and get her when she would leave? They would just come and find her wherever she was and bring her back. You see, this all goes to the trafficking that she endured. Remember how they said that other people in the industry wanted to sleep with her and Diddy would set that up, allegedly? How allegedly they said he would have Cassie parading around with a dog collar on amongst these other celebrities and stuff. Humiliation. If you know anything about Bohemian Grove and what allegedly goes on there, that's what it sounds like. If you've ever seen the movie 120 Days of Sodom that's banned in the United States, if you ever seen that or heard of it, then you know that's what all of this stuff in the lawsuit and other things that have come out since then all sound like. This is why what Cassie's attorneys also accused him of is trafficking. When you make a person against their will engage in intimate acts with other people and you know they don't want to, but you make them, allegedly, that's trafficking. Whether you're getting paid monetarily for it or you're exchanging something else for it, but that's trafficking. Yes, Mr. Elevation said nefarious, sick individuals. Yes. So this is all absolutely sick and demonic. Nessa G. Re-educated soul said the Grove. Yes. Vince I Am said Alex Jones exposed Bohemian Grove. Yeah. I've known about Bohemian Grove for probably 20 years or more. This is all nefarious. Okay? This is all nefarious. And when you keep a person, here's the thing. You see, the things that Cassie accuses Diddy of, many of those things go along with trafficking of people. Like the way she said he supplied her with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol. That's what they do to people who are trafficked, so that they'll be more willing to comply and do what they're asked to do, so that they won't be in their right frame of mind. And not being in your right frame of mind makes you not only more complicit, but it disables you from trying to leave and free yourself. You're not in your right frame of mind. Making the person have these relations with other people and then video recording it and letting them know that you recorded it, now you're holding that over their head. It's blackmail. Remember when I was reporting on the sex cult, Nexium, however you pronounce it, with the woman who was played on Smallville, Allison Mack, and Keith Rainier, and the woman who was the heiress to the Seagram's fortune, and how they talked about a woman that they had locked up in a warehouse for 2 years, and how they had Allison Mack and another woman going out here recruiting these other women, acting like it was a group for mentoring women, but it was really all about trafficking and having them in this cult. You all remember that whole trial? When I was talking about that, what's one of the main things I told you that they did to keep these women complicit once they got involved? They made them go out there and take videos. They took videos of them doing all types of different types of acts. And you know what kind I'm talking about. They even made them do things that were illegal in some of these acts. They made them gather information on their own family and friends, so they would have that to use against them. That's why they record these things, so they can use it against them later in case you try to leave. That's likely why, if true, because this is all allegations, but if it's true that Diddy was taking all of these videos of Cassie and saving them, well, why do you think he was doing that? Because remember, Cassie said when they were on a plane once, he showed her one of the videos that she thought she'd already deleted. He let her know that I still have it. And even if you think you can delete something, I will still be able to retrieve it. He even had Cassie's medical records sent to him, to his email. How does he even do this? That's power. The Hippocratic Oath says you're not supposed to give anyone, without their permission, someone else's medical records. What doctor or nurse did that? How did he get them to do it? That shows you the level of power that he had. So how do you leave someone like that and just get away scot-free when they can send goons to come back and get you, when they can threaten you and your family, and you know that they have the power to do it, and you know that other people around them, whether they did it or not, but these people turned up dead? Threats and intimidation, says Rigel. Exactly. Re-educated Soul said Diddy sounds like Epstein, yes. And funny thing is, remember when I told you all about Ronald Burkle the other day? Ronald Burkle was on Epstein's on his flight list, and he was in his address book. His name was in his address book. And he also was friends with Harvey Weinstein. If you all didn't see my TikTok I did about that, I put all of that information in there. So all very crazy at the end of the day. All very crazy. And then remember this. This is what y'all need to think about. Do you all remember when Diddy said that he regretted not marrying Kim? Do you all remember that? Let me see if I can pull that up. He said he regretted not marrying Kim. Diddy has said he regrets not marrying the late Kim Porter, says he played himself by not tying the knot with her when they dated. Now, what is a good reason that he would regret not marrying Kim? We could say, well, because she was a good woman and all of that. I don't think that's what he was talking about. I think that Diddy regretted not marrying Kim. Now, this is just my opinion, and this is all alleged. I'm not saying this is true. I don't know it to be true. But what I do know is what I believe, and I believe that one of the main reasons he regretted not marrying Kim is because Kim knew so much about him. And the fact that Kim knew so much about not only him, but about all these other people and the stuff that she was going to include in that book. Well, here's the thing. If he had been married to Kim, she would not have had to testify against him in court if anything ever went down. And if she would not have had to testify against him if anything went down, well, maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her life. Because at the end of the day, that's still his children's mother. At the end of the day, that's still his children's mother. She wouldn't have had to testify. And also, she likely wouldn't have told those things that she was going to include in the book, because he could always have it framed as if she was involved in it with him, as if she was doing these things with him. And maybe that's what the police would have suspected anyway, because when you're married and these types of things that are going against Diddy, these types of allegations could call the spouse into question. Maybe that's why he said it, but I don't know if that's why he said it, but I'm just saying that's possibly why he said it. Okay? That could be why he regretted not marrying her. And so anyway, but let me continue. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Don't forget to like and share. Now, if you remember, when I was talking about Jaguar and what she said about Christopher Williams, she said the door wasn't locked, so the woman who caught them, the entertainment attorney, she didn't think twice about walking in. When she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing We Know What on Puff. Now, this is all allegedly. She went on to say that Diddy demanded that the BJ, be done for a demo deal, and that Puff's rationale was that this is what I was looking for. I didn't realize I already had it. This is what I was looking for. What Diddy said. And that he demanded that the BJ for a demo be performed, and his rationale was that making a straight man perform a BJ on you is the ultimate proof of your power. That's what Jaguar says that Diddy has said, allegedly. And then I'll do whatever the F I want to do in my building. It's power. See, if I could make a man blank my blank, I could make people do anything for money, he allegedly said. Now, Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal commented on Jaguar's accusation on his YouTube channel. Deal said that Puff was often sexually fluid and once took exhibit to a gay club. Now, we heard that years ago. He also suggested that he had seen Diddy engage in homosexual acts. Unlike Jaguar, he saw it with his own eyes. Now I'm going to play that audio for you. It has the point on here where that part starts. Hold on. Hold on. Go share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Gave this dude this extravagant birthday party, and I don't know if it was Superhead. I think it was Superhead, or it was some chick that Slam brought to him while Jennifer was upstairs. And he said, "Yo, Gene, watch the door. Don't let nobody come through here." And I said, I watched the door. If I watched the door and him and a man ran out naked, and I said that, ain't nobody told me that. I saw that myself. I'm telling you what I saw myself. I'm not repeating nothing that somebody told me. And when people sit up here and try to say, me and Jag is this, that, and no, nigga, first of all, you can't never put me and match me with no woman. You understand? Not at all. Not at all.
All right, so you all heard that from the horse's mouth. But let me continue. Now, this is an article from 2015 that I dug up. Diddy and Cassie hit the Met Gala 2015 after releasing their first NSFW sex video. So no surprise that they're talking about a sex video now with all those other guys. Okay, no surprise whatsoever. It says Sean Diddy Combs and his girlfriend Cassie arrived at the 2015 Met Gala held at the Metropolitan Museum of Art after releasing a sex tape earlier in the day on Monday, May the 4th in New York City. The pair appeared in an NSFW perfume ad that was released today where they have sex. That was in 2015. J-Lo's husband, or J-Lo's ex-husband, also accused J-Lo, Ojani Noah. He was a business manager. And J-Lo's ex-husband accused her of having made a sex tape with Diddy because there was a court proceeding because he had a sex tape with J-Lo and he wanted to release it. I guess he wanted some coins. And he wanted to release the tape, but J-Lo, her lawyers filed an injunction against it, saying that it was private and it was done for personal use only. And then he was making the argument that, hey, you did a sex tape with Diddy, so why are you mad about this one? Okay. Ed Meyer, Jennifer Lopez's ex-husband. Ed Meyer's the ex-husband. Jennifer Lopez's ex-husband, Ojani Noah's business partner, told us that he was ready to call Combs as a witness in court proceedings. He wanted to call Diddy as a witness to this, and quiz him on the possible existence of an alleged sex tape of the pair, who dated for over 2 years until 2001. Meyer also said he intended to put J-Lo on the witness stand and ask her about her sexuality, since she was allegedly seen kissing a woman in another video filmed more than a decade ago. Now, the move was part of the legal battle over Noah's attempt to release a video he shot of J-Lo when they were married. I'm sorry, I was correct. Ojani was the ex. Now, goes on to say, this was a video that he shot of J-Lo when they were married for a year in 1997. Now, J-Lo's attorneys have gotten an injunction blocking the release on the basis that the video is private and personal. Meyer insists that the footage is not overtly sexual, containing nothing more than images of the star kissing a woman and performing a lap dance. So Meyer says that he wants to call Combs to attempt to illustrate any differences between the videos that he and Lopez may have made and the one that Noah possesses. Meyer said, "We will ask, is there a sex tape between him and Lopez, and what does it involve?" Now, they claim that there was no proof that any such tape between Diddy and J-Lo existed. That's what J-Lo's people said. But there likely was a tape. I mean, let's just think about it. Diddy loves making those tapes, apparently, allegedly. And so there likely was one. But I digress. Now, Diddy's chef. Let's talk about Diddy's chef, because I haven't heard anybody talk about this, maybe. Maybe they have, but I don't recall. But in May of 2017, Diddy's ex-chef sues the star over claims that she was forced to cater sex parties, no less. The former personal chef of P. Diddy has launched a lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul, claiming she was forced to provide catering at his sex parties. In court documents obtained by TMZ, Cindy Ruda claims that she was subjected to sexual harassment and denied overtime pay, along with being asked to prepare and serve entrees and appetizers to him and his guests, while Mr. Combs and his guests were engaged in or immediately following sexual activities, also nefarious, including disgusting. Now, Ms. Ruda also claimed in court documents that on at least one occasion, she was summoned by her boss to serve him post-coital meal while he made suggestive comments. She says Mr. Combs was naked and he made comments about his body, she alleged, adding that he asked whether she was attracted to or liked his naked body. I would have thrown up on him. But let me continue. Now, the former personal chef is suing for sexual harassment, hostile work environment, and a host of other workplace-related claims. The lawsuit comes after Ms. Ruta was fired for allegedly stealing one of her employer's watches in May of 2016. Although she claims she was set up by a colleague after complaining about work conditions. Meanwhile, Combs' reps have hit back at the former staffer's accusations, telling TMZ this is a frivolous lawsuit by a disgruntled ex-employee who was fired for cause. They always have a good excuse. Diddy and his attorneys, that is. I just want you all to pay attention. Okay? This is all nefarious. Now, hold on. And then they also have a post. I also have a post about that sex tape that Murad was talking about. Found that on Lipstick Alley. Okay, so with that all being said, let's listen to some of this audio. From, no. Before we do that, let's talk about these men wearing dresses. Okay, these men who are supposed to be heterosexual out here wearing dresses. I want y'all to pay attention because most of them are rappers. Please make it all make sense. So let's get into it. Y'all see that? Now, Nas X, we're not surprised by Lil Nas X. Look at Diddy. You got Usher, Most Def. I mean, Most Def is African apparel, but clearly it looks like a skirt. But just look at Diddy go. Then you have Young Thug with that umbrella hat on his head, looking most ridiculous. And then you have Lil Pump. Now, look at Lil Pump right here with the glasses on. That's how he used to look. And then you see him right there with a crop top, looking all zesty and all that. But hold on, here's the thing. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being zesty. If that's what you choose to do, that's your business. But what I'm saying is, you all don't find that suspicious that so many of these men who are supposed to be heterosexual act in such feminine ways. But hold on, this is what I found on Lil Pump too, and I thought it was a woman for a second. I'm like, is he transitioning? If anyone knows, please let me know.
This how girls take pictures in a roast truck.
What's that all about? I have questions. Is he transitioning? Like, what's going on? John Fort makes a good point. Says it's not that people are after bags. They're just not scared anymore. They have protection now. Exactly. Like I told everybody before, Cassie opened the floodgates. That's what she absolutely did. I'm sorry. I'll keep messing up the camera even worse. Trying to fix that on the side there. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, yeah, it's not that people are just after bags. I mean, of course, that's part of it because civil suits are always about monetary compensation. But nonetheless, it is absolutely because people feel more empowered now since Cassie came out and opened the floodgates. Okay? Very sweet and fruity, says Samantha. King Lejeune said the point is awareness. No one cares about money. Okay, exactly. They have clearly brought the Gay Manifesto Manual to life. Read it to understand, says Sandra. Okay. So it's just all very interesting as far as I'm concerned. All very interesting that all of these people are walking around here and now suddenly everybody wants to wear a dress. But, you know, that could be part of a humiliation ritual, which we've all heard about before. So let me play some audio. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
The objective of Bad Boy is to kill talent. We don't want talented motherfuckers at Bad Boy. Talented motherfuckers think they gotta say. Oh, a talented motherfucker will tell you, I'm gonna turn in my album when I feel like it. He said, but see, if we get people with no talent, and then we make them look like stars, see, we have total control. Because without us, they can't be the shit. He said, that's how we're gonna run this label, and we're gonna run these motherfuckers into the ground, and I'm gonna make all of you rich. And that was his fucking pep talk at the Kit Kat Club in 1996 to his interns, who are now mostly executives at Bad Boy.
So that explains making a band, bringing unknowns, not.
He said.
Okay, so I find that very interesting. She said Diddy didn't want talented people. He wanted people who were not talented and to make them look like stars so they wouldn't have a say-so. That's real interesting. Hold on. Somebody just left me a comment. Hold on. Let me go to the comments real quick. OG Patrice says, Queen, there was an accountant that worked for Diddy. He fired her and she sued him and won $12 million. She later mysteriously passed away in 2012. Sounds nefarious. Sounds also nefarious, beloved. Oops, wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, so let's listen to another one. And then I'm going to try to find that about that accountant. Okay, so I'm going to play Jaguar Wright talking again. Give me a second to cue this.
The Jaguar Wright is there, heart of the city.
Yeah. It's the 21 year anniversary.
It's the 21 year anniversary, and I don't think we've seen nothing like that since. And I know you posted it. We're going to talk about the network, but I know you posted it and put it out there. I want you to touch on either the genius or the insanity of Jay-Z. This man, as far as what he's done since then, is, either preordained, destined, or he had a plan. But it seemed like he geared himself towards it. But you were there to witness it firsthand from what he was back then. I just want you to because, not many people have a firsthand account of what this man is doing and what he's about to do.
In 21 years, I have never had anything to say about Mr. Sean Carter other than the fact that we had a pleasant working relationship and he was an excellent businessman.
21 years.
21 years. And after 21 years, what I will say to you is this. The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. But he didn't show up as Jay-Z. He didn't show up as the hottest rapper on the street. He showed up as the nigga that was with Big L.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Big L.
Rest in peace, Big L.
One of the dopest. Yes.
Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Without question.
And then Big L died, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z. And then, he starts clienteling with Tupac and clienteling with Biggie and doing songs with Biggie and building a working, camaraderie with Honeycombs and AKA Diddy. And
why do you give him the honeycombs? Why do you give him honeycombs?
Because he smacks so sweet. That fucking sodomite. Anyway, So yeah, then, you know, and then Reasonable Doubt was happening, and then Dame's in the picture, and Dame's building Rockefeller, and everybody's talking about Jay-Z. And don't get me wrong, there is nobody who loves Reasonable Doubt more than me.
At the time of.
Nobody. No, still.
Yes, to this day.
Still. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck how I feel about you. For me to have bad feelings about someone and not acknowledge art and its greatness or at its finest is hating. Maybe I don't fuck with you, but them shoes is hot, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you gotta be real. So I will never. Shit, I was just listening to Watch the Throne earlier this week, and that shit was enraging me, because I'm like, y'all motherfuckers was living for this fucking album and was Kanye. And then all of y'all made all of this money on this motherfucking dude, and now all of a sudden, who, him? Like he was good enough when you let him slump Just Blaze's fucking whole career. He was the shit.
That's our issue in the show.
It was worth putting Just Blaze on the line for, because Just Blaze was Rockefeller production until Kanye.
Okay, so you all heard that. Hold on just a second. Okay, now we're going to listen to what she said about Mariah. Hold while I get the video queued, please. Okay, sorry guys. I had somebody in here making noise. That's why I was trying to wait for them to finish. Here we go.
That's my fucking purpose. And that's their purpose. To make me as uncomfortable as possible, so I won't want to speak. That's the objective. So all I can do is make smart choices. And believe that everything that happens for a reason. Even if I lose my life, it was meant to be that way. Like I said, talking to y'all earlier about faith.
Yes.
What do I really believe in? I believe that everything that happens within the will of God. Happy Shabbos. I believe that everything that happens within the will of God. That means everything that I've said, everything that I've done, everything that has happened, that's about to happen, is happening as it is supposed to.
Oh, yeah. Amen.
For me to argue with that is for me to argue with what I really believe in.
So I have to.
Yeah, that's that.
So you mentioned surviving Jaguar. So
hold on, I'm gonna fast forward.
Social worker's office, fucking representing myself, said that I didn't fly in the midst.
Now I'm
Music. This, and he was the most effective option at the time. Common was sketchy, and I already knew if I got into it with him that people would think that he was the one that put me on, and that my career and my success. I never wanted to fuck with nobody in the game until I had made it, because I wanted equality. I never wanted anybody saying the only reason she made it is because she's such and such girl. The only reason she made it is because no, I wasn't trying to go the Mariah Carey way. You know what I mean? It's you know, when I think about how she got signed to Sony.
Okay, I'm gonna skip past that because she's gonna say something about how Mariah got signed. That's a little graphic, so let me just skim past that.
And then the next thing you know, they find out he's got a conviction. Then they start researching who's the victim. And now Jennifer Huff's name is drug into this shit all over again. The Petties decide to engage her, offer to pay her to recant her story so he can get off the registry. Imagine the fucking balls. Listen to me. I know you got raped up and cut, baby, but this is what I need you to do for me. You know, that shit was mad long ago. Look, I'm about to get you this cash. I'll give you yay stacks, yay racks. All you got to do is just go back to New York State and tell them that you lied and recant your story and everything, and I'm going to hook you up on the back end. You're going to be great. The fucking audacity. This woman made it through this shit. Moved on with her life, and then the next thing she know, her name is all over the blogs. She didn't even know. Somebody approached her daughter. Then her family started getting threatened again by their quote-unquote alleged gang ties and friends. She was literally minding her fucking business and got sideswiped by fame. How unlucky for her.
Very.
That her assailant married someone famous and now drug her all back into this shit. So yeah, advocating for her was an easy choice.
Is she in the business?
No.
Yeah.
She's a normal person.
Yeah.
Has a hard time keeping jobs because all of the fucking attention. They don't want that shit around there.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. So basically what Jaguar said about Mariah was that Mariah was messing with Tommy Mottola. She ended up marrying him, but she got down on her knees for Tommy Mottola so she could get her deal. That's what she said. And she said, imagine having all of that talent and you still got to get on your knees to get a deal. I find it all very interesting. Okay. These people will do anything for control, says Lana. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe it. Okay, so now let's talk about Kim Porter's supposed... No. Let's talk about... I forgot who put that in the chat about the accountant. I don't know if this woman was the accountant or not. Hold on. But it says Diddy was sued for $12 million by ex-employee. Well, I remember this lawsuit. The lady sued him for age discrimination. I do remember that. Francesca Spiro was her name, who claimed she launched the hip-hop mogul's career. She was suing him for $12 million, alleging that she was sacked by his firm Bad Boy for being old and disabled after she was laid up with hip surgery in 2008. Now, according to the 51-year-old's legal claim, Diddy, real name Sean Combs, was unsympathetic to her condition and tried to push her out of the company. In March of 2010, she was fired and replaced by a woman much younger who lacked the skill set and experience Spiro brought to the position. Her lawyer, Lori Burke Weiss, said that Francesco Spiro opened the door for Combs' career, and now that she was 51, he showed her the door at Bad Boy. She opened the door for him, and he showed her the door. Okay, so this is all nefarious. Okay, I'm sorry. I was waiting for some people to leave. They were asking me something. Okay. So anyway, goes on to say, Spiro says that she first met Diddy in 1998, but didn't start working for him until 10 years later when she helped him sign new songwriters, get music clearances for corporate endorsements, execute Bad Boy's $38 million deal with Warner Brothers, and produce the MTV reality show Making the Band. However, according to her lawsuit, after surgery to treat a hip misalignment, he allegedly said she earned too much money for someone who could no longer keep up with his fast-paced lifestyle and fired her. This just goes to show how he doesn't care about anyone but himself. Everyone is expendable to him. Now, Spiro also admitted to checking herself into a substance abuse treatment facility in December of 2008 after problems with prescription painkillers and alcohol. However, she insisted she had been clean and sober from 1987 until 2 years ago after being treated for opiate addiction. A Diddy spokesperson could not be reached for comments. And this article is from April of 2012. April of 2012. Hold on, beloveds. Let me see when this woman died. Looks like it was about 7 years ago. I don't know if this is the same person because this woman died in November of 2021. I don't know if that's the same person. This is on a Facebook, so I can't tell. Then they have another article about her, and they call it The Messy Past of Diddy. And then they go through a list of nefarious things. So let's talk about it. I just happened to run across this. The Messy Past of Diddy. Did I read you all this before? I don't know. But anyway, it says in 1991, P. Diddy was fired from his job as an A&R executive at Uptown Records after he organized a charity event at City College of New York that ended in a stampede that killed 9 people and injured dozens more. He was accused of overselling tickets, failing to provide adequate security, and ignoring fire safety regulations. Did I show you all the video about this? Because I was just looking at the video about this days ago. I don't know if I showed it to you all, but anyway. Now, in 1997, that was in 1991. In 1997, Diddy was involved in a nightclub shooting that resulted in the death of his friend and rapper, Notorious B.I.G. He was with him in a car when another vehicle pulled up and opened fire. The murder remains unsolved, but some theories suggest that it was part of a feud between East Coast and West Coast rap scenes, orchestrated by Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records and rival of P. Diddy. In 1999, P. Diddy and his girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, were arrested after another nightclub shooting in New York. They were accused of fleeing the scene with a gun in the car, but they claimed they were innocent and they were trying to escape the chaos. The charges against them were eventually dropped, but their relationship ended soon after. In 2001, Diddy was sued by his former driver, Wardell Fenderson, for $3 million. Fenderson claimed that P. Diddy forced him to lie to the police about the gun in the car after the 1999 shooting, and that he suffered emotional distress and physical injuries from the incident. The case was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. In 2004, P. Diddy was sued by his former business partner, Kirk Burroughs, for $25 million. Burroughs claimed that P. Diddy cheated him out of his share of Bad Boy Records profits and that he threatened him with violence and intimidation. A lot of violence and intimidation tactics alleged to have been used by Diddy. Is everybody lying? Does everybody want bags? I don't know. The case was dismissed by a judge who ruled that Burroughs had waited too long to file the lawsuit. In 2005, P. Diddy was sued by his former stylist, Fania Monday, for $25 million. Monday claimed that P. Diddy sexually harassed her, forced her to take drugs, and fired her after she refused his advances. This was in 2005. How many of you knew about this? It's all nefarious. The case was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. He settled. I just want to make that clear. He settled 2005, stylist. Okay, for $25 million, she sued him. Sexually harassed, forced to take drugs, and fired after she refused his advances. Sounds nefarious to me, but y'all don't believe Cassie. Some of you talking about it was all about bags. Make it all make sense. In 2011, P. Diddy was sued by his former employee, Francesca Spiro, for $12 million. She claimed that Diddy discriminated against her because of her age and disability. In 2014, P. Diddy was arrested for assaulting his son's football coach at UCLA. He allegedly swung a kettlebell at him after he confronted him about his son's performance on the team. He was charged with 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of making terrorist threats, and 1 count of battery. He pleaded not guilty, and the charges were later reduced to misdemeanor counts of assaults and battery. In 2015, Diddy was sued by his former chef, Cindy Rudia, for $15 million. She claimed that P. Diddy sexually harassed her, exposed himself to her, forced her to work long hours without breaks, and fired her after she complained. The case was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. Anybody still don't believe he's doing these things? Anyone still have doubts? And these are just a few of the examples, because there's plenty more where this came from. Okay, just a few examples of Diddy's past that was marred by scandals and lawsuits. All right, and allegations of sexual misconduct and harassments. Nonetheless, while he has managed to overcome these challenges and maintain his success and popularity in the music industry, he has also earned a reputation as a troublemaker and a bully who does not respect the law or the rights of others. Sounds just like Harvey Weinstein. Isn't that what they said about Harvey Weinstein? That he was a bully? Did y'all know that? Let me dig it up real quick. Hold on. I'm telling y'all, this is where he got all this crap from. And 9 times out of 10, allegedly. Harvey Weinstein. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. It was like tending to a disgusting baby. Life as a Harvey Weinstein employee. Now they say, hold on, let me get to the part where they call him a bully, because I know they've called him this plenty of times. Well, this is too much. I can't go through all of this. I can't skim through this. It's too much. Hold on. Here it is. Harvey Weinstein's horrific history of bullying. He's never done anything in his life that was consensual. Sounds familiar. I want y'all to pay attention. Let's not forget again that Diddy was supposedly Ronald Burkle's sugar baby. That's what they literally called him in the article. Okay, I showed it to you all in my TikTok. That they said that Ronald Burkle was Diddy's sugar daddy. Okay, said he was his sugar daddy. Now, with that all being said, he was also friends with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, and that is what I'm talking about, Burkle. So they go on to say that Harvey Weinstein stands accused of more than 40 women of being a predator in private. He was also a notorious bully in public. And let's talk about some more things about Harvey, because also one of the things that I remember finding out when I was reporting on him, when all this stuff was going on, this was back when I was on Facebook. I hadn't made it to YouTube yet, but I remember people talking about how not only was he a bully, but he would expose himself and do some of the exact same things that Diddy has been accused of. Some of the exact same things. And also, as far as intimidation tactics, there was a man who was a journalist who was reporting on Weinstein, and this man says that Harvey either came to his apartment or sent somebody to his apartment, and the man was afraid for his life, and he had to end up buying a gun and moving. Let's not forget Dr. Barbara Ziv, the psychologist, who got on the stand and testified, that sometimes victims don't come and report things quickly. They may wait years because of traumatization and other things. And so then she was leaving the courthouse, I believe it was, on a particular day, and she was plowed down by a car. That's how a lot of people who run their mouths and say certain things that people don't want said in Hollywood, that's how a lot of these people turn up dead. Let's not forget Larry Sinclair, the man that said all those things about former President Obama. He was plowed down by a car too. So, but luckily for Dr. Barbara Ziv, she lived to tell the story. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, sounds all nefarious. But anyway, I digress. So these are just more receipts on Diddy. But let's talk about Kim Porter's supposed niece, who was also supposed to be suing him. And this was in September of 2022, reported by TMZ. Diddy sued by woman claiming to be Kim Porter's niece, and he calls it a shakedown. Isn't that what he always calls it? That he always says a shakedown, a money grab, people after a bag and all of that. He never did any of these things, did he? If you let him and his attorneys tell it, he never did anything to anyone. Everyone's making it all up for cash. Just want y'all to pay attention. A spokesperson for Diddy tells us this lawsuit is a meritless shakedown to extort money from Mr. Combs. Raven is not the niece of Kim Porter, as she falsely alleges, nor is there any legal basis for this case to be filed under the anonymous name of Jane Doe. Raven was a part-time babysitter to the twins who Mr. Combs kept on the job back in 2018 to provide continuity for the twins following the untimely demise of their mother. Mr. Combs graciously permitted Raven to live at his home with their son and treated them like family. With her son and treated them like family. And they go on to say that her babysitting services were always intended to be temporary, especially since the girls were getting older and spending most of the day at school. In fact, Raven's transition out of her role was planned and agreed to by her long before she even mentioned that she was pregnant. Mr. Combs will take swift and immediate action to protect his family against these false claims. Now, a source close to Diddy said that the woman was not terminated because she was pregnant, because that's what she alleged, that he fired her when she got pregnant. And they said something about him not wanting his daughters to be around a pregnant woman who was not married. As if he now all of a sudden grew morals. Please make it all make sense. But hey, what do I know? And that she was terminated for cause. Isn't that what he said about the other woman? She was terminated for cause. Francesca? Yeah, that's what they said. Terminated for cause. Well, we know she was terminated for cause. Most people are. But what was the cause? Now, what's more, the source claims the woman is not related to Diddy or Kim. Sean Diddy Combs is being sued by Kim Porter's niece. That was the claim, who said she was wrongfully terminated. In legal docs obtained by TMZ, the woman was referred to as Jane Doe, and she said that she was Kim Porter's niece. Well, whether she was Kim Porter's niece or not, he clearly trusted her to some degree to have her live in his house with his daughters. Wouldn't you say? Now he says she isn't the niece. She claims the day after Kim passed away, Diddy asked her to live at his estate and become a full-time nanny to his twins, Jessica, James, and Delilah, adding that she was responsible for the twins' 24/7 care. Now, Jane says she got pregnant in August of 2020 and told Diddy she needed to take maternity leave, but says Diddy was infuriated and terminated her employment around the time she was set to begin her time off. Doe claims that she was told by Diddy's reps that she was canned because she was pregnant and unmarried, which purportedly set a bad example for his daughters. She's seeking unspecified damages at the time. This was last year in September, like I said. I'm sorry, but the man who is accused of doing some of the most nefarious and immoral acts that I've ever heard of has the nerve and the audacity to say that he doesn't want this woman around his daughters, allegedly, because she's married and she's pregnant and unwed. Make it all make sense. But let me continue. So, 2007. Now, this is an old article from September of 2007. Kim Porter planned a dramatic split from Diddy. It's amazing how these women have to sneak out. They have to literally sneak away from him. For the first time since Kim Porter and Sean Diddy Combs broke up in July, she was speaking openly about the split, confirming to Essence that Despite their number of years together, she waited until Combs was out of town. Now, they had to sneak away. I told you all to pay attention. Cassie had to sneak away. Kim had to sneak away. Why can no one just leave when he's there? Well, I'm sure they have a good reason. It said she prepared to leave when he was out of town. And she waited before packing up the house and taking everything, including the cars, the kitchen table and the nursery, furniture for the youngsters, because there was no other way. You think he would have let me walk out the door? He wouldn't have, because he wouldn't have wanted me to go, she said. I wanted to be dramatic. I wanted him to know I wasn't breaking up with him for 2 weeks. I wasn't breaking up with him for 2 weeks, or maybe leaving for just 2 days. If I pack up everything, twins and all, it means that I'm out. Okay, Puffy's an action person, not a talk person. So I had to have an action. Telling him, babe, I'm leaving was not going to do it. As for why she ended the relationship, she says, after being asked about rumors that Combs fathered a child with another woman, well, that definitely was part of it, she said. But she also says, I left because at that point in my life, I wanted something different for myself. I invested 10 years. I have children, and I've always stood by him. But now it's time for me, and it's time for me and what I want to do for Kim. Well, and so when contacted by People, a rep for Diddy said, we're not commenting. I bet they weren't. Porter, age 36, and Combs, 37, were parents to Christian, age 9, and twin daughters, Delilah and Jesse James, now born on December the 21st. Combs also has another son, Justin, who was 13 at the time. When she was asked if she'd marry Combs, if he asked her, she replied, I would say no. I would say no. Maybe that's why they never got married. I would say no. And not because I don't want to get married, but because he's not ready to get married. When I get married, I want to stay married. I want both parties to be on the same page at the same time and to leave a certain type of behavior behind, i.e., being a sugar baby to old men. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. I'm allegedly. Now, so leave certain types of behaviors behind. Sleeping with all these people and passing around STDs, allegedly. That's a commitment I don't think he's ready for. Now, which is not to say the two are feuding. Over the Labor Day weekend, the former couple and their twins were playing together at his annual white party in New York's East Hampton. And Kim told Essence that, you know how when two people go their separate ways, most of the time there is animosity. It's not like that with us. Sean and I have this bond, this friendship. It's not about if you're faithful to me, if I'm being faithful to you. We're just friends. I'm the person he can tell his innermost thoughts to, and he's that person for me. He still calls me every day and we still talk. She says, there's no ill feeling or I can't stand you, I hate you, don't call. There's none of that. We have children together, and so that's just not an option. We're committed to our children, even if we couldn't be committed to each other. Sandra said, run, girl, and don't look back. Okay. So now with that all being said, let me just get ready to wrap this up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back over a few of my own previous receipts on Diddy. And I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't want to be here all day. I'm sure you don't either. Let me see where I'm going to. Okay, I'm not going to show the one about, hold on. I don't have to show the one about Cassie because we already know about the lawsuit filing and all of that. So, hold on just a second. Let me see what this one is. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, let's go to Aaron Hall and Diddy. We'll start there. I'm not going through all of these TikToks because how many have I done? Now I don't think. Oh, okay. He's answering somebody else. That was written by her publicist, says OG Patrice. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Less than a week after Diddy settled his lawsuit with Cassie, a woman by the name of Joy Dickerson Neal comes forward, and she's alleging that Diddy gave her illegal substances without her consent, also saying that he assaulted and abused her, and that he took pictures and distributed them to people. She's accusing him of revenge porn. Now, Bad Boy Entertainment and Combs Enterprises are named as defendants in the lawsuit as well. This was filed under the Adult Survivors Act. But after this, well, there's another lawsuit. Let's get into it. In the third lawsuit filed by a woman known only as Jane Doe, she says that she and her friend met Diddy and Aaron Hall at a party or an event that was hosted by MCA Records, the distributor of Uptown Records, and this was in New York. Now, she says that they took turns raping her and her friend. This was either in 1990 or 91. Please pay attention. She also says that days later, Diddy went into a violent rage. Now, she says that the two of them, her and her friend, were invited by Diddy and Hall to an after party at Hall's apartment. Jane Doe alleges that once they arrived at the apartment, they were given more and more drinks. Now, she claims they had been given many drinks before they arrived at the apartment, but they continued to give them alcohol. And then she says that she was coerced into having intimate relations with Diddy. She says that after this was over, Diddy got up and she lay there in the bed traumatized and shocked. She says then, as she was putting her clothes on to leave, Hall comes into the room, just barges in, and then pins her down and makes her have relations with him. After she was able to get away, she says she quickly got dressed and fled the apartment. She says she later learned that her friend had the exact same experience in another room in the apartment, and that both Combs and Hall made her do the exact same thing. The woman says that later, Combs showed up at her house where her and her friend were staying and was in a violent fit of rage, and that he was angry because he'd been looking for her friend because he feared that she was going to tell the woman that he was seeing at the time what he and Hall had done to them. Now, along with Combs and Hall, Geffen Records and MCA Entertainment, or MCA Music Entertainment, has also been listed as defendants in this lawsuit. This is getting real messy. All of these allegations coming up out of the woodwork, but I'm not surprised. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. So it's been reported that there are some excerpts from Kim Porter's tell-all book that many people think that she lost her life over, but these things have supposedly been leaked. Now, mind you, this hasn't been confirmed. This is just all rumors and hearsay at this point. But just to give you an overview of what's being said. So apparently they're saying in the book, there's things about Usher having relations with Diddy and that Kim had footage of this. Also that he supposedly gave Usher an STD, and there was some type of confrontation between Diddy and Usher's mother. Now, if you remember, a while ago during an interview, Kim Porter's sister said that Diddy allegedly took Justin Bieber's virginity. So I find this all very interesting. And also the psychic Sloan Bella said back in June or July something about Diddy not being so worried about Kim talking about his relationships with men, but more so about something that he was doing with children as far as harvesting their energy and things of that nature. So this is all real crazy and very messy, okay? Also, there's been reports that when Kim passed away, someone broke into her home and stole 2 laptops that many think had information from the book on there. Okay, so this is all getting real messy.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? They were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. I'll Be Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
Now, that's one thing you absolutely can't deny. And if all of these accusations that people are levying against P. Diddy are true, then Kim Porter and the rest of his victims absolutely deserve justice. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. I'm sorry, I forgot I had my mic on mute. I'm sorry I had it on mute. Okay, so anyway, let's look at a couple of more. And then I'm out of here. Hey, Capricornus. Shakur. Let's talk about the mysterious death of Erica Kennedy, who was one of the best friends of Kimora Simmons. She was actually the maid of honor in her wedding and the godmother to two of her children. Let's get into it. When Erica Kennedy graduated from college, she began working as a publicist for various top fashion designers, including Tommy Hilfiger and Sean Combs. Please pay attention. In July of 2004, Erica Kennedy released a book called Bling. This was about a small town biracial girl named Mimi who wanted to make it big in the music industry. And then she encounters a music mogul by the name of Lamont, who owned a label titled Triple Large Entertainment. Now, some say that this is loosely based on Diddy. Erica's book went on to become a New York Times bestseller. In 2004, she said, everybody kept talking about how scandalous the book was. I really didn't see the big deal. I knew I could write a story about a P. Diddy party and show these people what a scandal really is all about. Erica Kennedy turned up dead June 13th of 2012 at the age of 42. Now, the cause of her death has never been released, and I find that all very interesting. And as we all know, Kimora Simmons' other best friend, Kim Porter, turned up dead November the 15th of 2018. Now, they said that it was pneumonia that she passed away from, but there's more to that story. The initial coroner conducting the autopsy on Kim Porter's body was Ed Winter. Now, he said that it was problematic and that further analysis needed to be performed. So he was strangely taken off of the case, however, and someone else took over. 2 weeks later, her death was ruled as being caused by pneumonia. Ed Winter had investigated numerous deaths of celebrities such as Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, and others. Allegedly, after people started requesting for Kim Porter's death to be further looked into or for them to reopen the case, Ed Winter turned up dead. And they say that it was unspecified natural causes at the age of 73. Now, I find it very interesting because of the timing, you see. The timing of his death is right around the time that people were supposedly asking for her death to be further investigated. And those people were allegedly Kamora Simmons and some of Kim's family members. Please pay attention. Some people just didn't believe the final autopsy report. And the fact that Ed Winter had said the results were pending and he was still trying to conduct further investigation and then suddenly turns up dead. Yeah, all very suspicious if you ask me. Now we know that Kim was supposedly writing a tell-all book, and a lot of it was about her relationship with Diddy. And so recently, some excerpts from that book have been released. And there were said to be, by an anonymous source, a lot of things that were very salacious that some wouldn't want to come out, specifically Diddy. So please pay attention. And let's not forget that after Kim's demise, Al B. Sure made a post basically stating that he didn't believe that she actually died from pneumonia either. And there were many who had their own suspicions. In the post, Al B. Sure said, I do know very clearly that hashtag Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bull-ish. Really? This is where I get into trouble. We just celebrated our son at Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix. And she was in fantastic health, as well as laughing, seeing me and at Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. And after that cryptic post, well, we all know what happened to Al B. Sure. He suddenly started experiencing renal failure and then ended up in a coma for 2 months. Yes, I do find this all very interesting. Kim supposedly told Al before she died that she felt someone was following her. And Al told her to call the FBI. And now he also made a post that's now been deleted saying that she was running from something, only to later come back and say that she was running a marathon. Kim's former stylist also allegedly came out and said that Diddy purchased that 24-karat gold casket for Kim a month prior to her demise. Sources say that Diddy and Andre Harrell got into an argument because he was supposedly helping Kim to write her tell-all book in 2017, and then later decided to write a tell-all book himself. They say that he also fired Diddy from his label. They say that Andre and Diddy got into several altercations at the company, and that he basically knew about the shady backhanded deals that Diddy was engaging in. Sources also say that Andre Harrell questioned Diddy about the toxins that were found in Kim's system during the initial autopsy report that Ed Winter was working on when he was fired from the case. And I find it interesting. But did I also mention that friends say that there was blood on Kim's pillowcase when she was found deceased, and also a small trail of blood from the bedroom leading to the bathroom. And Jaguar Wright says that Heavy D was also supposedly writing a tell-all book before he passed away. Also, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Frank Ryan, who performed Cassie's breast implants in November of 2009, and of which Diddy complained about them, said they were too big and insisted that he take them out and do them over the next day, not even giving her time to heal. He was very determined, and Dr. Frank Ryan wasn't thrilled about it. But he mysteriously turned up dead in August of 2010, just months later. Now, he supposedly drove over a cliff when he was making a post about his dog. I also have questions about this picture of Diddy sleeping on top of Cassie. It looks very controlling, like someone who's trying to make sure that she doesn't leave or sneak away while he's asleep. Now, that's just my take on it. Also, what is going on in this picture? What does this mean? Is there some hidden message here? Because it looks very similar to this picture, the one of Kanye West's video, where he had all of these celebrities and famous people sleeping in the same bed. So clearly something subliminal as far as I'm concerned. Now keep in mind, this is all speculation. We can't say for a fact that Diddy had anything to do with any of the demises of these people, or the fact that Al B. Sure almost met his own demise. But it is very suspicious that one person is connected to so many in one way or another who have met their end under suspicious circumstances. I'm sorry, I keep muting myself while you all are watching this. Okay, and so just 3 more videos, okay? Then we're out of here. Shakur. Kamora Simmons took to social media to post about her house catching on fire this weekend. Let's get into it. In her post, she says, "My house caught fire. The kids and I are all fine. I cannot express enough my deepest gratitude to the numerous battalions, ladders, and units that attended to us for many hours today and quite possibly saved our lives. Please pay attention." From the pictures, it looks as though the fire possibly started in the fireplace, which is really crazy because you just don't hear about that. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but you just don't hear about it often. And so I asked my ex, who's a firefighter, what causes a fire to start in a fireplace? And he said that if the temperature in the flute, which is the space inside of the chimney, if that temperature is high enough and the creosote buildup is thick enough, then it can catch fire, or the creosote can catch fire. Now, the creosote is the thick, dark stuff that builds up from wood burning fires in fireplaces. Now, this is all very interesting because Kamora says that the firefighters possibly saved their lives, her and her children. Now, that's really crazy because at the end of the day, we already know that Kamora's best friend, Kim Porter, passed away under suspicious circumstances, and that recently Kamora is allegedly one of the people who wanted Kim's death reinvestigated. And then the initial coroner, Ed Winter, turned up deceased under unspecified natural causes. Kamora was also best friends with Erica Kennedy, the author of the book Bling, who unfortunately passed away in 2012, and her cause of death has never been announced. Now, due to the timing of all of this, as soon as the information came out that her house had caught fire, many people on social media were speculating, and some said that there was one name that came to mind as soon as they heard the news. Well, I have no idea what that name is or who would want something like that to happen to Kamora Simmons, but
you don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
At the end of the day, I'm just extremely glad that Kamora and all of her children are fine, and that those firefighters did such a diligent job and putting out that fire. All right. Y'all don't find that suspicious? But hold on. I'm going to skip this one. That's with 50 Cent doing the documentary. Skip over that one. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. There's breaking news on Diddy. Another lawsuit has come out, and they're saying that this time he's accused of the gang rape of a 17-year-old. Let's get into it. Sean Combs and his longtime lieutenant, Harv Pierre, and a third unidentified man allegedly gang raped a 17-year-old girl inside Combs' recording studio in Manhattan in 2003. After the high school student was trafficked across state lines and applied with copious amounts of illegal substances and alcohol. Now, this lawsuit was filed today. But here's the thing. Please pay attention, because isn't this the same thing that it said in Cassie's lawsuit about copious amounts of illegal substances? Now, the new Jane Doe plaintiff, the fourth woman to accuse Combs of assault in 3 weeks, alleges that the men took turns raping her in a bathroom at Diddy's house, recording studio, when she was in high school. Now, of course, Diddy is denying all of this vehemently and basically says that enough is enough, that for weeks he sat around silently. Now, this is Harv Pierre, and you may remember that he has also been previously charged with assault. And so Diddy says, enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. This is what he said to Rolling Stone. Please pay attention. Now, the new lawsuit alleges that Jane Doe was out with a friend at a lounge in the Detroit area 2 decades ago when Pierre singled her out. He complimented her on her appearance and insisted that he was best friends with Combs. Pierre purportedly told the team that Combs would love to meet her and called Combs on his phone so that the music mogul could personally invite her to an impromptu trip to New York aboard a private jet. Now, the 14-page complaint alleges that the private jet eventually transported the team to Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, where a waiting SUV whisked her, Pierre, and a third unidentified man to the studio where Combs was finishing up work with a recording artist. Please pay attention. The filing obtained by Rolling Stone features multiple color photos allegedly taken inside Daddy's house recording studio that night, including one picture where the teen is seen sitting on Diddy's lap. And this is after she was fed a copious amount of intoxicants as Combs, Pierre, and a third man hit on her incessantly and groped her body. They said the teen became so inebriated that things started to become a blur, and that she was taken into the bathroom by Diddy, and he bent her over the sink. When he was done, he sent in the unidentified man, and she says that he sat in a chair outside of the bathroom and watched this go on. And the man ignored her pleas, the unidentified man, that is, ignored her pleas for him to stop. But then he stepped aside and allowed Pierre to come in and do what he had to do. And so she says that, you know, after she read Cassie's allegations and lawsuit, that's when she realized that she herself had also been trafficked. Now, attorney Douglas H. Wigger, who also represented Cassie in her filing, filed this on behalf of Jane Doe. And, you know, he says that basically after Cassie's lawsuit came out and other people corroborated and confirmed some of the things that she said, that this became the catalyst. Cassie's lawsuit became the catalyst for other people to come out and speak up about what had been going on. This is getting really messy. More and more things continue to unfold. There's so many things in this filing that I can't even speak on because they absolutely violate community guidelines. But at the end of the day, this is going to be the end of Diddy. I mean, there's too many people coming out. He's saying that he didn't do these things. He's going to deny it. Of course, I expect him to do that. We all should. But there are so many people saying these things, and then there's other people that formerly worked with him backing some of the people up on the things they've alleged. Well, with that all being said, I'm going to continue to follow this story, and I'll keep you updated on what else transpires. But I want you to pay attention because the psychic Sloan Bella said that Diddy and 3 of his sidekicks or 3 of his, close friends, they were all going to go down. So I'm just wondering if these people involved in this instance are some of those. All right, we're almost done. It's all so nefarious. Now, this is the one that no one's talking about right now. This one happened in October, before all of the stuff that we're now talking about. Pay attention. And also pay attention because this video right here, this video that I'm about to show you right here is the real reason behind me going in on Diddy. Okay? So relentlessly, no less. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Now that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis has been indicted on 1 count of red rum with a deadly weapon, was Diddy the one who initiated and orchestrated this hit? Let's get into it. In 2006, Voletta Wallace, the mother of Biggie Smalls, sued the LAPD for $500 million based on the fact that she believed the police covered up the death of her son. This led to the case being reopened, and it was given to Detective Greg Kading, who then said that he got new information leading him to believe that P. Diddy was involved and that the cases between Tupac and Biggie Smalls were in fact linked. Please pay attention. After working on the case for 3 years, Detective Kading says that he came to the conclusion that it was Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, who put out $1 million hit on Tupac and Suge Knight. He says the music mogul had close ties to LA gangs and hired Crips member Dwayne Keefe D. Davis to carry out the hits.
So one day you get a call from Zip and he asks you to meet him at Greenblatt's Deli? Yeah. And what happens there?
We go here and what's her name? Angela Winbush and what's her name? Mr. Pigs. He was all up there. We was up there eating and jelly and shit. Puffers was a couple of girls from the hood and shit. And then he took me downstairs, just got to talking and shit. Yeah.
TFD says that Puffy pulled him aside, basically solicited his assistants to take care of Suge. And of course, Tupac's name came up and he was kind of added to the list, according to TFD. And that's when there was a kind of a very vague discussion over money. And next thing you know, Las Vegas happened.
And in case you're wondering why Davis was doing all this self-snitching, well, it's because when he met with the local and federal authorities in 2009, he actually confessed to all of this, but their agreement was that they wouldn't use any of this information against him. So he clearly thought he had immunity. You see, that was only specifically pertaining to the interview, however. It didn't have anything to do with him writing memoirs and going on other shows for interviews and running his mouth. Please pay attention.
This morning, new questions about why it took authorities 27 years to arrest 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Overnight, we spoke to the former investigator who worked on both the Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G.'s murder case, who says Davis set himself up.
He was under what we call the proffer agreement back in 2009 on his initial confession. And that agreement states that we can't use the information in that interview against him.
After being questioned in 2009, Davis gave multiple interviews and wrote a tell-all memoir detailing specifics about the night of the murder, including this one to BET.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
They keep for the code of the streets. It just came from the back seat.
It was those public comments that reinvigorated the case.
He erroneously believed that he had immunity, which he never did. And so that gave him this sense of comfort, that thinking that he could go out and brag about being involved in the murder without any repercussions.
Kaden says the slaying was supposed to be carried out by Davis, but they mistakenly pulled up on the wrong side of Pac's car. And so therefore, his nephew, Orlando Babylane Anderson, is the one who did it. Now, Davis has alleged that Faith Evans actually knew about this entire plot to take the life of Tupac. He says that after it was done, he contacted both Evans and Diddy to let them know that they had done the job and that they were responsible for the death. Kaden says despite Biggie Smalls' beef with Tupac, he had absolutely nothing to do with it, and he didn't even know about the plot, though they think that Faith knew. But at the end of the day, I find it interesting that Orlando Anderson is the one who was the trigger man when it wasn't even supposed to be him. But coincidentally, he was the one that got into a fight with Pac at the Vegas casino. Now, it's alleged that after narrowly escaping with his life, Suge Knight hired Blood Gang members to take out Biggie. They say that Biggie was slain on his way home from a party thrown by Vibe magazine. Interestingly enough, the documentary says that Suge Knight actually saw the face of the person who took Tupac's life, and that he also went to school with the hired hitman, Dwayne Keith D. Davis. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Now that Dwayne Keith D. Davis... All right, I was preoccupied. So with that all being said, that's just a rundown of some things that I've already told you all about. I just wanted to do a quick recap, okay? So what do you all think? Anyone care to share their thoughts, views, opinions, snide remarks before we roll out of here? Laverne said, I'm in a whole crime ring. Exactly. Isn't it nefarious? Skeletor said, Lil' Kim didn't hold up after Biggie. Re-educated Soul said, guilty as ever. Okay, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree, beloved. All right, so with that all being said, Mr. Hotel said, Faith, Kim, and Mary need to start talking ASAP. Oh, honey, they're not going to say anything. And I have a few reasons of my own, or a few opinions of my own, as to why specifically Mary's not going to say anything. But I'll keep my thoughts to myself for the moment. Okay, Jane said, the Queen puts the R in receipts. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome, beloved. Thank you. Vince I Am said the Queen brought them important receipts. Thank you. Support the arts at Queen. You are the epitome of brains and beauty. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Jay Gray said Diddy tales. The enemy's public says, what I think your research is impeccable. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Listen, I appreciate you all. I actually love to do research. That's one of the things that I've always done. I've been an avid researcher since I was a kid. Okay. And you know, that's just something that comes easy for me. That's just something that comes easy for me. So thank you for that. Mr. Hotel said explosive live, Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right. So with that all being said, Miss Eva said, this is all too much. Queen got them receipts. Thank you. Keisha said, Queen always brings an excellent PowerPoint. Thank you. This is all nefarious and clearly egregious. It's all hell no. Oh, hell no, said nefarious, all nefarious and clearly egregious. You know that's my phrase, right? Okay. Juju said, love you to life. And I love you all, right, Black. So everyone, enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy your strong end, not your weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And also, on another note, let your haters be your motivators. That's what I do. Okay? And so also, listen, I'm going to be live on the spiritual channel today. And I will likely do a spiritual broadcast for the members and the non-members. Okay? All right, so with that all been said, everyone enjoy this day, and I hope to see you all in the next chat. I will send out the links. I will post them on Twitter and in my community tab. And for those of you whose emails I have, I will send the links to you via your email. So until next time, beloveds, peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got